Hi, this is Rick Miller. I'm one of the managing members of the Real Estate Web Academy. If you haven't done so already, you should join at crazyrealestategiveaway.com. What you're about to experience right now is just a glimpse of the hours and hours of real estate training you're getting free with no strings attached. Steve Cook is one of our contributors and the owner of flippinghomes.com. He started his real estate business in 1998, rehabbing and wholesaling properties, and by 2002, he was financially free. Now his focus is teaching you how to own your own life. He's a down-to-earth guy who believes in solid, reality-based education. Enjoy.
Why did I choose flipping? Well, in the beginning, I started researching all different types of real estate investing. And there were all kinds of stuff that were promoted as needing no money down. And I was looking into all of them. I was looking into buy and hold strategies. I was looking into lease options. I was looking into brokering notes. I was looking into flipping. In the end, when I sat there and I evaluated each type of real estate investing, and I evaluated it thoroughly, I realized that flipping was the one thing that really could be done with no money. I could get into the houses with little or no money, but then I also didn't need money later. The problem with the buy and hold strategy and with lease options, and I didn't buy into the fact that you could just buy these houses, put a tenant in it, and it starts making you money forever. I knew that things could go wrong, that tenants may not pay, that repairs may have to be done, and I knew that if something like that happened, I didn't have the money to absorb it. So I didn't pursue those avenues when I first started. You don't need any experience to get into the world of flipping. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to go to school. It's recommended that you educate yourself so that you know what you're doing, but it's not something that you need to go out and get any types of specialized degrees or anything like that. Every person in here can start tomorrow. And the reason I was buying into it was because people said you can do it with no money. I actually ran in and met a couple of people, ran into them, and found out that they were doing flipping and that they weren't using any money. And I believed that if somebody else was doing it, that I could also. So I didn't sit there and try to figure out why it wouldn't work for me. I was the kind of person that said, if Joe can do it, so can I. Joe's no better than I am. And I pointed it out last night. I'll point it out again. I'm standing here at the front of the room teaching all of you now. I don't want anybody in here to elevate me and put me up on a pedestal, because I am no better than anybody else in this room. If I can do it, so can anybody in this room. It's a matter of taking the knowledge that you'll get today and going out and applying it and just using it. If you don't use it, it's not going to get you anywhere. If you don't believe it's not going to work for you, it's not going to. You need to believe that this stuff will work. There are people who are doing this day in and day out in Long Island right now. It doesn't just work in Baltimore. I've got thousands of competitors in the Baltimore area, not just a handful. There's literally thousands of investors in Baltimore who are doing it. And you probably have thousands of people in Long Island also. So you just need to join them and become one of them. You need to take action. Once you get this, once you start getting the information, you need to go out and you start to educate yourself. And one of the things that I did in the early goings was I call it a detective. I went out into the field and I got to know every single thing I could possibly know about the real estate investing market and the real estate market in Baltimore. I didn't know anything about Baltimore when I started investing. In fact, I lived northwest of Baltimore to start out with, and I was just driving around looking at houses all over in northwest Baltimore all the time. I could never find anything. I will say that frequently you may not find deals in the neighborhood that you live in. I was talking with somebody before we started this morning who lives in Rocky Point, and they pulled up all of the listings in Rocky Point and said, I can't find anything there. And if I go home and I pull up all of the listings in the town that I live in, there happens to be one REO on the market right now in that town, but it's very rare that we have anything right in the town that I live in. I got to drive about 15, 20 minutes away to start finding the deals. I get a little bit outside of my comfort zone and go into some other areas that I would not normally, that when I first started looking, I didn't even know existed. I just started driving the local market. I wanted to know where people were investing. I wanted to know who was investing. I wanted to know what they were investing in, how they were getting their properties, what they were doing with the properties once they had them. I would talk with everybody who had anything to do with real estate investing. If it was a mortgage broker, if it was an attorney, if it was another investor, I would stop at houses that I saw being renovated. I'd park my car, I'd go on up, and I would just start talking to them. I would ask people if the owner was there, whoever was working. If the owner was there, I would ask them what their intentions were. What do you want to do with this property? If they were looking to sell it, I'd say, really, it's cool. That's what I'm looking into also. How much did you buy this house for? What do you think you're going to sell it for? What's it going to cost you to fix up? I just wanted to absorb everything I could and get to know as much as I could. I liked going out and meeting with other investors who were successful, simply because I've quickly realized that as I was out there trying to do all this stuff on my own and figure it out, I wasn't getting wasn't getting anywhere too fast. I started started copying people.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the glimpse of this real estate training. And if you want to get more of our hours and hours of training, go to crazyrealestategiveaway.com.